You want to hear the sound of happiness?
I mean, it's afternoon, after all.
Okay.
We were in tune right away.
I'm gonna f that up right now. Cheers.
Hello again, everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you for tuning in to whatever this show is called.
Today, we have some French wine as we review a doozy of an episode in the south of France. Let's see.
We flew from Morocco to Nice.
Drove to a sailing school in Saint-Tropez.
Curve sailed the boat to get clues on buoys.
Chose a sandal-making detour.
Arrived fourth at the pétanque court.
Lost to 2 teams in the head-to-head.
Got to the mat and came in fifth.
Team NBA was eliminated.
Drove to a castle and lay boat.
Chris built a trebuchet.
The wine man gave us the next clue.
Got lost while driving and switched detours.
Arrived at the bullfighting arena and looked for ribbons.
Drove to the mat and came in 7th.
Team Chomp was chomped out of the competition. We.
Oh, we. You spoke French just then.
France.
And then you said we.
Oh, we. Now, it's time for some Q&A.
How challenging was it to sail that sailboat?
First of all, I took sailing in college. Not that it helped at all. I tried to sail a couple times, but that did not work. I was washed ashore, and the instructor came over and he said, "You're not going to be able to do this. There's no way you're going to be able to sail it to the buoys. Just paddle." So I was like, okay, I'm just going to paddle. It was very difficult. It was very windy.
Well, okay, also, how big was that boat? Who's that boat intended for? Not a giant man, not a 6'3", like... behemoth of a man.
You want to say it. We looked up the boat upon coming home, and it's made for 8 to 15-year-olds weighing at max 125 pounds. And I weigh 127, so I was way maxed out.
We feel really bad for Cedric because he's what, like 6.5 feet tall.
He's a giant man.
He's a giant, he's a lot of man, and he just kind of made that boat sink real quick.
Did Evan get bangs while getting her tooth fixed?
I think up until Evan went to have her tooth fixed, she had her bangs tucked up the entire time. So she comes back with like a septum piercing and her bangs down. I think she was just feeling herself that day.
Side note to her, they took her to the dentist to get her tooth fixed, but the facility thought that she was involved in sex trafficking because her body was so bruised from the race.
She was traveling with an entourage of giant men. So there's the paramedics, the security guard, cameramen went, and some producers. Little American girl who couldn't speak French being taken around by these other people, and they were like
bruises everywhere.
Who knew that Trevor was the Martha Stewart of the Well-Strung household? Were you channeling her when making the sandals?
When we were presented with the 2 detour options of baking bread or making sandals, I literally turned to him and I was like, pick whatever you want and just like bark orders at me, because I knew that either one he was gonna like have the reins on and I would just like assist at best.
I love Martha Stewart. Who doesn't love Martha Stewart? She's a mogul and amazing and went to prison. God, Oprah, Martha.
What are your shoe sizes?
13 and 12.
Wide. Oh, because you swept yesterday.
I did sweep yesterday.
You think I fit into shoes from Zara?
Well, hobbits are like
hobbits.
The feet that we have.
Hairy, wide-footed. This actually came into play while driving. It was a tiny stick, so I had to take off my shoes to use the clutch and accelerate it.
At one point we passed a road sign and I thought I'd seen something important and our car was at like the gas station.
In the middle of the night. I didn't have
like 4 in the morning.
Shoes on.
You didn't have shoes on. I was like, get out of the car.
Man, had to run against the traffic in the middle of the night in Saint-Tropez.
Oh yeah, so much traffic in the middle of the night in Saint-Tropez.
In the episode, you're also not made aware that we chose to go to one detour and then switch to the other. We said we'd do bowls, and then we decided in the car we'd go to the Van Gogh thing, which was crazy far away. We would never have tried to go that far if we realized how far it was.
When we got to the bowls, nobody was there, so we figured we were probably not doing so well. Got the ribbons pretty quickly, actually. More difficult than that was, once we had the ribbons, was trying to find our way back down, because you weren't allowed to jump over the barriers and the railings.
I was very happy to hear that French bullfighters, they only collect the ribbons from the forehead or crown of the bull instead of slaughtering them to death.
Isn't that
nice? Which is very nice.
So nice.
At this point in the race, who do you view as your biggest competitor?
The Extreme team.
100%.
So the only team that we've not placed above so far in the race.
Yeah, that's right. We've beaten every other team by this point, and Team Extreme, we have not bested them yet, so I would say they're easily our biggest competition.
We're coming for you later.
Coming for you!
Why are you so bad at pétanque?
I was just trying to capture the locals' flair. They would throw it way up in the air and have it come down on top. So that's why it looked ridiculous. When you look at all the other teams, they were throwing like Americans at a bowling alley from this side.
Speaking of flair, when we finally got to the mat and had a victory, Phil definitely called us.
He's like, well, you're used to, you know, being quite flamboyant with your arms as you threw there.
Very expressive
whatever
boys.
Whatever you do is with flamboyance and flair.
Phil called us gay.
He outed us in TV.
In the end, we choked out a victory thanks to Trevor over...
I won the game.
What was the hardest part about building the trebuchet?
My dad, when I was a kid, always tried to get me to like build stuff with him and fix stuff, and I just like had no aptitude for it whatsoever. So I was like having a minor heart attack when I found out that I had to build something very large. I'm like left on my own to build something. I think I just panicked a little.
Trevor, are you still having nightmares about being stuck in the stockade?
The worst part was just having to stand 15 feet away from a puzzle being incorrectly put together and not being able to
scream anything over this. I had no pity for you being stuck in the stockade. I was like, I have to build this mother piece of garbage, and like, yeah, you're gonna stand there and you're gonna watch me, you're gonna like it. But I was cold.
On your way to meet Phil at the mat, did you think you'd be eliminated?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's recap.
We have a blast answering your questions and looking at all your comments, so please keep those coming using the hashtag #TeamWellStrung.
Also, we're really excited right now. We're in the midst of packing for a month in Mexico. We're going to be performing at Encanto in Puerto Vallarta. So
make your way out and say hi.
Yeah. Come down to the beach and hang out with us. Get some margs, get some tequila, get some tacos, get some...
Tacos are everywhere. Next week, the episode takes place in Prague. Very beautiful place. We're looking forward to you guys.
So grab a beer and come watch with us, because that's how they talk in Prague, apparently. Bye from Praha.
I will remember.
Boom.
That was kind of how our day went.
What is this?
I have a goblet to drink now.
You mentioned that it's French wine or something fake. This
From
like
Santa Barbara. Ooh, I'm cluey, that's what I was gonna say.
ooh.
Provence. Lebo.
Just feel yourself. I need a sip of it.
What would your wrestling name be?
Goodyear's coming for you.
Goodyear?
Goodyear. That's my gang name.
Wait, you can't be Goodyear. I'm like from Akron.
No, but I'm the size of a Goodyear blimp.
Okay.
This is how wrestlers
Wrestler!
wrestle.